Hello, Zemalf here. Welcome to Test and Benchmark stream, where I'm putting my brand new 5070 Ti into use by simulcasting to YouTube and Twitch with two separate encodings. Twitch in the maximum allowed on Twitch, the 6000 kilobytes per second, and on YouTube I am streaming with AV1 encoding and 30,000 kilobytes per second. And just here in the first seconds of the stream, I can already tell that as far as the encoding and sending over the internet, everything is fine. So I'm blasting 40 megabytes per second to the internet tubes. And yeah, let's put this thing to the test. So I will be running the benchmark in Cyberpunk 2077. Happened to be the one game that I have right now that has a built-in benchmark. So I'm running that first. I set it to Raytracing Ultra settings without any of the streaming and encoding. It's done and running on the side. I got about 80 FPS from this one, with minimum being just below 60 to in like 59. I expect those numbers to go down while I'm streaming. And yeah, let's just see how this goes. Let's run that and see if the computer and stream still stays up. And the main purpose for me to do this right now is to first of all see how my machine handles this with good old trusty Ryzen 9 and then this new 5070 Ti. At least as the benchmark starts, we are around 60 FPS and the stream is not lacking. So first validation done, because this is working, so that's good. For me, later on, I will be able to check the quality on the YouTube side, which should be much higher quality video right now. We have 5 times the bitrate on YouTube, and the YouTube is being encoded with NVENC AV1, and AV1 is superior to H.264 that Twitch currently only supports. And right there, the FPS dipped just below 50. Yeah. So this was Cyberpunk 2077 benchmark, in-game benchmark. And while I'm not streaming, while I'm not encoding 2 streams at the same time, one to YouTube, one to Twitch, I received just below 80, about like 78, 79. So that's 15 below, that's normal. And the minimum FPS is like 6, 7 lower, but just overall, even while streaming all of this at the same time, I could be running Cyberpunk 2077 with the Raytracing Ultra settings, which is pretty good. As the first benchmark for my 5070 Ti, I'm extremely happy about this. The primary reason why I bought this was to be able to play games like this. I would be happy to go on lower settings, and I probably will if I would be playing something like this. But the main thing was that I want to be able to run high quality stream to YouTube, which supports it, because I can blast, as I say, as much as my internet bandwidth allows to YouTube, and the stream can take it. At the moment, I'm streaming in 30 kbps and kbps, and Twitch currently only allows 6000. And while Twitch is testing, currently the enhanced broadcasting, they don't allow for example, AV1 encoding, even with that. So I will continue simulcasting to both YouTube and Twitch, but the YouTube stream for basically like longer term archive will from now on be this super high quality. And those who joined just now, I said in the intro in the beginning, I was running Cyberpunk 27 in-game benchmark because this happened to be the only game I could easily think of that has in-game benchmark. So I was running that. That's because of that. But let's run that just one more time. And there's probably not much variety, but just to see kind of, I'll be checking my temperatures and everything at the same time. But the video quality on YouTube side will be much higher. I will continue streaming on Twitch, and whenever Twitch allows higher quality options, I will start taking those into use. But just with this couple of minutes of testing, I think I am getting what I wanted from the 5070 Ti, which has two NVENC encoding chips. So basically those encoder chips are separate from the main chip. They are sharing the memory on the card, so in case some game would hoard like all the VRAM, then the encoding would be in trouble. But at the moment I'm using about 45% of the encoding capacity, even though I'm doing 30,000 kilobytes per second to YouTube and 6,000 to Twitch, and I could easily do two more of those, and the encoding chips would be fine. The VRAM I might start to run out a bit in that case, but for this it goes pretty good. And the average FPS was a little bit lower this time, so I would probably, if I would be playing a game like this, I wouldn't be going with the Raytracing Ultra settings, maybe something like the medium. I don't know the details of Cyberpunk, what those are. And as said, that there's the Raytracing Overdrive. I did not try this. I might try that offline. But for the Raytracing Ultra, the 5070 Ti got almost 80 FPS. So that's fantastic. Excellent. That's the test number 1 times 2. And I will now jump over to 3DMark, and I will run some benchmarks there while I'm doing these two streams. So let's jump out of Cyberpunk and run 3DMark. And hello to everyone who is watching this live. And hello, of course, to everyone who is watching this on a later date. This is primarily for myself, and I will be later on watching the Twitch stream, VOD, and the YouTube video side by side, and seeing how big the difference is. But the video quality asset, simply because of the raw bitrate, 5 times more bitrate at the moment to YouTube, the longer term archive and video quality on YouTube, which will be so much better. That is basically on par with individually offline recorded Let's Plays I have done already in the past, but now with better encoding in the, because I think it was already supported in like the 40XX series, but now this 5070 Ti that I got, it supports the AV1 encoding, And without going too much into the nerdy details of encoding, I read that it is like 50% more efficient than the 8.664 is that Twitch supports and has been the most common encoding kind of online for a long time. But let's put the monitor on. And this is 3DMark benchmarking software. Some of you might have already seen this because I was running this when I was fixing my 2070 Super thermals, as I rebased that, and we were running some of these benchmarks. So let's go and run the Steel Nomad first. And see how the stream handles this. One important thing for anyone who is streaming and they start to do higher level encoding on a single PC system, you need to turn on the Windows option for the hardware accelerated something. What the heck is that called? Hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. HAGS as it's called. Because without that, the game or benchmarking like this that basically takes all the power that GPU can offer, 100%, it would take everything and not leave anything to the encoding. But when you have the HAGS on, it lets OBS keep its, or whatever streaming software you use, it lets that keep its processing power, it lets the encoding chips do their thing, and then the rest goes into whatever game you are playing. I did an offline test with this and I didn't have that option on, and as soon as I turned on, for example, this sort of benchmark, the stream FPS dropped to like 2 because the OBS did not have any CPU cycles, and same thing with the encoder chips. But as we see now, this is working well. So let's see. Just in comparison, let me check my results as I was running this. This was Steel Nomad. I was running Steel Nomad offline and the score was closer to 7,000. So in a high benchmark like this, the encoding chip does take quite a lot of the processing power. Let me just see that my GPU has all the power it needs. It looks like it has, but it has not used over. It has only used 280 watts. It could pull 350. Temperature's not going over 65 during the stream now, so that's fantastic. And for you guys, if someone saw this notification and joining out, this is completely extra stream. I am simply testing and benchmarking my 5070 Ti while doing simulcast streaming. Let's test Raytracing Ultra, and let's put demo there just for a little bit of extra. Actually, no, this one doesn't have sound. Yeah, let's just run the Ultra there, and then I'll run the one that actually has some sound. But yeah, also a huge thanks to many who were doing those massive gift sub trains and also support through Ko-fi. Only last week, because with all of those I got more than half of the money that this GPU costed. So this is very, very much thanks to you that I was able to get this right now. Okay, but here, the more important, I'm basically just running these now. They look nice. We are staying above 60 FPS on these benchmarks, but these will be more important just for me. I can compare the data on these to the numbers I got when I was running these same tests offline yesterday. And speaking of benchmarking, whether you stream or not, benchmarking your system somehow is very, very good to do. Because with this benchmark, I noticed that my my memories were running on their default speeds instead of the overclocks. I have an old system built in 2020 with DDR4 memory. But I have a 3600 CL16 memories, and they were running with that 2100, because at some point either I manually disabled or the computer had crashed and BIOS disabled the memory profiles automatically. So I was leaving like 5% performance on the table just by not enabling the things. And of course, running these benchmarks gives an idea how hot the system runs when it's put to the absolute limit. So that's also good. 3DMark is a paid program, but I like this a lot. I have been using it for over 10 years with these various tests. And this particular test here has multiple parts, and this one here is physics-based. And that not only has the GPU doing the work, but CPU as well, and the memory is pretty important there. Okay, then we get combined tests. But yeah, all this just for me to check the visual quality later on, and then see how it all looks like after YouTube does its own compression on the stream I'm sending. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's pretty decent score. Let me see what I got in. Also, when running these tests, for example in 3DMark, the more stable all these lines are, the better. Like if there is a big jump in, for example, the GPU frequency, like here is a little bit of a dip, so something did happen there in the physics. But it didn't like go completely down or up, because then there's some instability, whether it's for thermals or something else. But that's important. Let me see with Firestrike. Yeah, so now the total combined score is 12,900. I ran the Firestrike Ultra to 17,400 yesterday. So when putting it everything to the absolute limits, the encoding, which of course uses some of the VRAM, all that, it does take its toll. But everything is working fine. As far as my settings, so show everything has been okay on the stream through all of this. I think the only lags have been when 3DMark was switching scenes, because those kind of basically skipped the whole rendering part, but I think everything was fine. But yeah, this was good. And I actually some of these are like basically DLCs to the 3DMark, because this is the software has been around for a long time, and it has like older benchmarks that kind of are now rated for like mobile devices and all that. But I actually purchased this new benchmark yesterday. It's Speedway. So let's check this with sounds. I ran this yesterday already, but let's run it now while we are streaming. And this is more taxing than two benchmarks I ran there before. Okay, actually the sound might be a little bit loud. Well, probably my voice is already pretty loud, so just a fair warning. I have no idea what volume this audio will be. But it can't be higher than my voice, so should be fine if you have already adjusted. Okay, it seems fine. Also, one interesting thing about this benchmark is that how will my video look like when this is on the stream, because it also has to do something. It needs to render all of this to the stream, and then it needs to do my face as well. So we will, or I'll be able to check this later on. Okay, that's pretty loud. Okay, I do have to comment. I think the boob physics were a little bit unnecessary when she mounted whatever bike that is. But anyway, let's see. So 5,300 Speedway. So I was getting 7,700 when doing this offline. Okay, everything looking pretty good. Everything looking pretty good. So far, zero issues. Zero issues. Okay. Now I'm running into a little bit of unknown territory, but I also wanted to, so that basically that has already proven me that my system can handle gaming and encoding at the same time. But in order to get some additional data points for, let's say, overall video quality of the stream, I'll run some other tests here using some data sets or samples that someone might use, like when they are doing actually like research-based testing for streaming or TV or things like that. So let me put this one is YUV viewer, and I will open a test set here that will try to run at 120 frames per second once it's all buffered. And on the YouTube video description, I will have all the details for this one for anyone interested, but this is more for visual quality check and also for the raw decoding of these videos while I play them. And this is just to get a little bit of understanding how the stream quality is when it's not gaming content. Okay, now there's a little bit of buffering every time. These are just 5-second clips that are being played here, but they will give me like data points how the encoder handles these. So that was that. This was from Ultra Video Group dataset from Tampere University. Or the dataset is actually from a Turkey TV, DigiTurk. But Ultra Video Group itself is part of the computer science units in Tampere University. Okay, so that's one part. Let's jump into the next test. And this will be more traditional, let's say TV testing. With those kind of test patterns that you might have seen on like TV. Let me see, it's there, testing. And let's get that one. Okay, so this one. Put it from there. Okay. So this one is monitor and TV test images by Bill Wetzel. The credits and sources and links are in the YouTube video description later on. But I will run this simply as a slideshow in an image viewer. And it will be like various test images for monitor and TV. And in this case, a test for how these will look like in the final video. Okay, let's play the slideshow there, so the images will change. I don't remember all these images that are there, but basically things that test the contrast, test the coloring, and things like that. So if you ignore my face here, this can already be a little bit of test for your monitor at the same time. Also with the stream quality in mind. So again, these are more for later on. Okay, the slideshow just messed up somehow. Let me see if I skip that. Error. Okay, why are you not opening that one? Okay, this flickering is not part of the test. This is more part of the playing these files. I have no idea what's happening here. Why don't you stop that? Okay, is there some image that is interesting? I wonder why that caused some lag for it. Okay, kind of wanted to do this on a slideshow, so I don't need to click these. me try that again. Well, looks like the image viewer cannot handle these test images. That's pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure the flickering the other day was because of mini motorways. Nothing else, because it all went away after I closed the game. Just a sec. Let's see if this works manually. So let's try that again. That was a fault in the slideshow of the image viewer, not in the set itself. So another go with the monitor and TV test images from Bill Vetchel. Credit in the video description. So I'm going here kind of from image to image. And if I'm actually kind of testing my monitor at the same time. Again, you probably shouldn't if you're just watching the stream, because the stream quality might give some error to these ones. But that's one part why I'm doing this, so that I can later on kind of see which of these stream would have a problem with. Oh, very interesting. At least in the preview, I'm not seeing all those lines. Just going back to this one. Huh. That's interesting. There is a line in each of those numbers. But yeah, I'll check how these render later on compared to the kind of crystal clear images I have here. So normally these would be, as the test set said, to use to test TV or monitor settings. But in this case, I'm seeing how these, how these go through to the stream. That was very red. Okay, here's various scales of red. We have the numbers, different bars, rainbow, more rainbow, then gradients, then vertical lines. Shades of blue, shades of green, red, and I think that's it, with just different colors here in the end. Yeah, this will be these sort of things are interesting to see how, even that it's not moving at all, that's how the encoding handles these. There's individual pixels in all of those. So that's why I wanted to have this set here and in the data, and then this again, this is not moving, but usually these sort of things are extremely difficult for encoders, especially if it's not if it would be moving. Again, these kind of test images, if you ever want to test like your TV or monitor kind of for dead pixels and how it displays different colors, these sort of things are great. There's a lot of stuff in this one. Then kind of that sort of a gamma setting or something. Even in my current monitor settings, the left hand side is completely black here. And that there should be a little bit, maybe a shades of blue there somewhere. Again, since these are still images, they should, for the most part, render just fine. But on the other hand, I'm changing the images all the time, and it's kind of there's human randomness in it, so in a way the encoder does not know that the change is coming. So kind of whenever an image changes, the encoder has to do its work and get the new image done. I think we are getting to the end of the dataset. There's I think there's like 200 images. Whoa, looking at the image like this is oh, that's wild. Because your eyes start to see shapes in boxes like that, even that there are none. But yeah, just looking at this is a very good dataset for testing monitor quality. So do check out this from the video description if you want to check your monitor and everything with a lot of different test patterns. Okay, that's basically like one pixel black and white shading there. Even my monitor can't really handle this so well, or my eyes can't handle that so well. And then back to some color things. And of course, these are images that one could use even for like a fully professional testing. We have all the color values there, and one could check those with a color meter when testing a monitor or TV. I don't know, my brain hurts a bit with some of these images, but I'm just, that's why I kind of wanted this to be a slideshow, but now I do have to press my keyboard here to go forward. Okay, I think that's everything. Everything we had. From that set. And then as the last one, this is oldie but goodie. I will check the. Let me just see that's open. So I will be running. We'll be running, I think this is almost 12 minutes. Movie or short film Tears of Steel by the Blender Foundation. This was done, I believe, already back in like 2013 or something. Let me just check that. Tears of Steel was done in 2012. And this is freely available. And as it is available under the Creative Commons license, it is often used for different kind of benchmarking and video quality. So I'm basically here playing it from my end, where I have it in 4K, but then of course, as it is playing on the screen, it will be rendered to the stream in the corresponding resolution. So let's put the monitor up there, and also right. Should have audio on this one, of course, as well. Yeah, there we go. So this is the short film, Tears of Steel, by the Blender Foundation.
Jerk, Tom.
Look, Celia, we have to follow our passions. You have your robotics, and I just want to be awesome in space.
Why don't you just admit that you're freaked out by my robot hand?
I'm not freaked out by it's. All right, fine. I'm freaked out. I'm having nightmares that I'm being chased by these giant robotic claws.
Whatever, Tom.
I will adjust the volume here a bit, and for anyone who wants to watch the original video without me or me on top of it, this is on YouTube, and it is a fantastic short film and really high quality Blender rendering.
This is pretty freaky.
But I actually have not seen this fully, or maybe I have, but I just don't remember. So this is partially Zemalf reacts to Tears of Steel while I'm playing this to see the video quality on the stream later. So again, the video I'm playing on my end is the high quality 4K video. But then on Twitch it will be 1080p, and on YouTube it will be 1440p, compressed by the encoding. So this gives me a chance to watch this from the YouTube video
I heard you guys
later on, and see kind of how it looks. Is it as the source, or do we lose some quality somewhere? I think as far as this project goes, like obviously everything in the background, like almost everything is rendered in Blender, and small budget. So I think the kind of the green screen effects, kind of compositing the actors in, is maybe where it lacks a little bit, but quality otherwise is pretty amazing for something that was made in 2012 and before.
We should have about 10 minutes.
Well, that's perfect. We're only one. All systems go. Yeah, you go. Go. Move your asses. Go, go, go. I love it. Come on. Go. That's nice. Nothing to worry about. Tom.
There she is. Now, you'll love her. She's your passion. Be tender to her. Be honest. Be tender. Remind her what love is.
Well, if they would be doing something like this now, they would probably have to actors fully rendered as well.
And action!
override in progress.
You're a jerk, Tom.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Look, Celia. We have to follow our passions. You have your robotics. And I just want to be awesome in space.
Okay, they're coming. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes. Speed it up, Tom.
When I'll be checking this on a later edge, I'll be kind of focusing on the smallest details on the stream and see how all that renders in the end result.
Young and a dick, but that's no reason to destroy the world.
Why does he do this?
We already tried that one.
I'll be continuing the uploads with the chess and also recording the next parts for. Okay, it's very loud at the moment. Recording the next parts for Witcher 3, probably already tomorrow. Now that I have the GPU set up and tested. Final test this now in the stream. I'll do a Rubik's Cube here while I'm watching.
Sorry.
Good ad-lib.
Not my fault. This time.
Well set.
We're out of time. We're out of time.
Yes, as I said, I haven't seen this Tears of Steel before, but those renders are pretty awesome for being almost 15 years old.
Memory override at 90%.
Captain, we have to abort.
The world's changed, Celia.
Maybe we can too.
Memory override complete!
You know, there's a lesson to be learned from this.
Could have gone worse.
Keep done. This is Tears of Steel by Blender Foundation. I didn't check all the credits of the people, what they have done after or before this. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Oh, I do read the comments in there, Sixi. I see you. The delay, stream delay is probably pretty big on the YouTube side. Yeah, this is quite common testing film, and as it's been around for 14 years now, there's a good chance one has seen this just as a kind of tech demo for Blender and everything else in it. The 5070 Ti is running fantastically. This stream has been a proof of that. Now almost 50 minute part, and we started with those benchmarks in Cyberpunk 2077 and 3DMark, and everything was working great. Zero issues from what I have seen on the stream. And this will give me a benchmark on a later date for to check the recordings. And of course, anyone else who would happen to be interested, I will probably be saving this Twitch VOD for kind of more permanent storage, and then these can be watched side by side as test for 6,000 kilobytes per second on Twitch, and 30,000 AV1 encoded on YouTube, and the YouTube should be pretty close to what I see on my screen compared to Twitch, of course. And hopefully Twitch gets their first of all 2K streaming set up so that I can use that as well, because this is already a proof that my system can handle it. So the investment in the 5070 Ti is definitely already worth it. I have a 750 watt power supply. It's a Seasonic Focus. It is of the older model, so it doesn't have the ATX3 or ATX 3.1 thing, cable or the inputs, but there was adapter in the card, and this is basically just enough for this card because it can give the 300 watts of power that the card takes. But anything bigger to 750 watts should be could not use it. And ideally, if one would buy power supply right now, it's a good thing to check that it has that ATX connector. I don't remember the connector's name, but basically it's that instead of getting 2 or 3 cables from the power unit to the GPU, you can do it with that one cable. Actually, one thing I will do here, and this will be also for me as I continue my Witcher 3, because Witcher 3's forests typically render very blocky on YouTube, so I will fire up the Witcher 3 here just for a moment. Obviously not continuing my now resurrected Let's Play, but run Witcher 3 a bit as a test. It would be nice if this had a built-in benchmark in it.
I see you gather before me.
Okay, let me just
His long search for
load
Ciri
whatever
led
save
Geralt
I
to
have,
conclude
so
that Uma, the ugliest man alive and
I have
victim
not
of a curse,
recorded
was
the
the
part
key to
102
finding the
yet
young
because I knew I would be getting this 5070, so I can continue with this, but I will just do a quick test here for the stream, running around, and I think I already upped my settings, so I'm not like fully maxed on Witcher, but almost. And the 5070 can handle this just fine. But especially with the range with the trees, if just watching like my offline recorded video, how the trees are moving in the wind, they very often, especially when you're moving around like the grass and everything, those are quite sharp on when you are playing or here on my monitor, but they render very poorly. But yeah, the fact that I can play Witcher with nearly max, I think I had like the hair physics dialed down just a little bit because they're just ridiculous. But the fact that I can play this with max settings and be on a 60 FPS, it's a little bit of like, not stutter, but a little bit like when I'm turning, it's not like smooth even on my side, but I think that's maybe because I don't have motion blur on. I just don't like motion blur, and I think motion blur would make the turnings a little bit better. But yeah, this is just again a quick test here on Witcher 3, and I will be able to check this how this encodes to the YouTube side, because this is pretty challenging encode even if you do this completely offline with even higher bitrate. Yeah, I don't like motion blur, but there is like when motion blur is done right, for example in visual effects in movies, it's kind of a must, because when you are turning your head in real life, there is motion blur in your vision, but it's so, of course your brain are used to it. But when you see it on the screen, it's 99% of the time just the wrong kind of, and then it looks weird, and I don't like it. But yeah, it does make. But yeah, again, I'm here simply just running around to get something to encode and check out later, because as I said, as I recorded my Let's Play episode, like many of this grass and this is encoded very like blocky, because there's so much detail in this one. So if I don't move here, the encoder might start to pick up a little bit better, but there's so much detail there and kind of things that the encoder just usually can't take. Okay, I think that's maybe enough of a sample. Enough of a sample from Witcher 3. Or this one. So I think that is it. That was about an hour. Oh, actually, one last test. One last test. Test out the green screen. Green screen effects. I don't have the rainbow on. I'll test these effects because some of these are actually quite taxing for. Quite taxing for the rendering. Also say hi to YouTube. or Twitch. This is just testing the different rendering. It's just hologram effects. I haven't been using these too many times. But yeah, looks like the system is not... Some of these gave some trouble. Okay, I will move away so we see the chat. Some of these gave some trouble to my 2070 Super. But looks like this is handling it just fine. Let's see this one especially. Yeah, this one is quite slow to render. Quite slow to render, but it's handling it fine. Wow. Okay, that's cool. And then, because this effect here is green screen with, well, virtual green screen in front of that thing, so all of these are working. Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, this is great. All that is working. So I guess with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for those who jumped on the stream. Completely impromptu. Thank you for being here. I didn't expect anyone to join because this was just a live recording, basically for myself to check out now afterwards when everything has been processed. But thanks for being here, and for anyone who watched this on a later date, especially on YouTube, do tell me how the quality is when this is kind of archived, because I think YouTube does some sort of process after the stream ends, so it's not completely the same as it is live. As I was watching it from the preview live, everything looked good, but I'll now do some inspection comparing the YouTube stream and the Twitch. But overall, this test was a 100% success. So from now on, for those who want to watch kind of the video side on high quality, YouTube will be the place, whether you watch it live or later on. And then hopefully YouTube will get its chat better, and then but for now I think kind of chat wise, Twitch is still way better with the reply functions and everything. For me, it's not really an issue. I see all of your messages. It's just my tunnel vision sometimes that I don't pick up all the messages. But yeah, thanks for being here. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.